Great people of Biafra, great Biafrans, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom, my great people all over the world. I welcome you all once again today in the name of Chukwu Kikabiama. I thank you, great people. Like I promised my people that today we are going to be having a man that he know what he's doing. A man that I myself, the Biafran child in Wachineke, so much love. But I'm not going to introduce him. I'm not going to introduce him to our people. I would like him to introduce himself. But before we proceed, I want you, as you are looking direct to your screen right now, I know you know the man that we have today on IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Like I always tell my people, that this movement that we are not going to back an inch. I want our audience to do the needful to this broadcast of today because it's going to be very, very important. An exclusive interview by our main brother. I don't want to call his name. He's going to introduce himself before I will begin to use his position or his name to ask him a question. But I just want to keep it for him to introduce himself. Our audience today, we want you people to share this video. Please, we have to share this broadcast because we're going to learn a lot of things from the man that you are seeing right now on your screen. The man that you are seeing right now on your screen is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, most trusted, the most trusted. And he also going to explain to us more better about the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, most trusted. So now let me introduce myself to our audience. Some of you that are seeing me for the first time. Before we go to the man of the day, because we have the man of the day that is going to explain to us a lot of things. My names are the Biafran child in Wachineke, Mazi Okechukwu, the general. I am from Ihala in Anambra in Biafra land. I am IPOB under chain of command. I am IPOB under oath. I thank you, great people of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander of this movement. And DOS is the highest office. And IPOB is our family. Mazi, I want you to introduce yourself to our listeners so that then we know the man they are seeing right now on their screen. And I want them to pay attention and understand every single thing that is coming out from your mouth. And Mazi, I also want to beg you. We know that you are a learned person. You have a lot of vocabularies. But we want you to go to use it in a simple terms. Simplify English so that our people will understand everything that is coming out from your mouth. I want you to use that way, Mazi. Thank you. The floor is yours, Mazi. Introduce yourself before we proceed on today's business because we are here for business. Thank you, Mazi. The floor is yours. Yeah, Mazi, I want you to mute your mic or mute your... Okay, good.
God, I interrupted my...
Are you there, Mazi? Are you there, Mazi? I think the call is interrupting you. Are you there? Okay, you are back again. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Mazi, unmute your mic, please. Unmute your mic, please. Mazi, can you hear me? We are having a problem with... unmute your mic, please. Unmute your mic. We cannot hear you, Mazi. Unmute your mic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now proceed. Why the mic is going on and off? Unmute it once again. Unmute your mic once again. Yes.
Oh.
Now proceed. We are hearing you sound and clear. What is the problem? Facebook have come again today, but we are going to do our best to make sure that everything that we are saying, that our audience listen to it. The barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor is still going to be back, and we are going to also bring him back to this broadcast today. He is back again. Once again, he's back again. Mazi, we know that the zoo, you see, Mazi, I want you to understand something. They will keep on kicking you out, and believe in me, anytime we see your red light, I will bring you in. Mazi, introduce yourself, please. The floor is yours.
First of all, thank you, Biafrans. Thank you, all of us of freedom. Thank you, Muchineke. My name is Chief Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I am the IPOB Council. And by His grace, we're here doing our best, the most we can, to ensure that needful is done. However, before I progress, I want to specially thank the franchise Chineke for his work, and all those who are working to ensure that when you do Mazi Nnamdi is free. You may not understand the fact that your voice being heard loud and clear all over the places, particularly where we are today, is impacting positively much. I want to thank you and also to encourage you in what you're doing and encourage others in what they're doing. And be assured that in the end, victory will be ours. Victory and nothing less than victory.
He say,
Egyptians you see today, in the time coming, we shall see them no more. Thank you for having me in this platform. I understand your request. They must be complied with. Secondly, I'm also being circumspect of time. But within the little time allotted, I will ensure that I explain the much people understand. I will explain the much people will take home with, because a lot are happening and clarification need to be made for people to be properly guided. Thank you so much, Nwachineke. I'm very humbled to be in your program. I'm delighted to be here and to be in your midst. Thank you and God bless you. So I'm ready for your questions. Go on.
Thank you, Mazi Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. Mazi, we so much love you. Mazi, believe in me, we know what you have done on this quest of self-determination. We have already shown your previous videos. When you were hiding, they were looking for you. We show the world so that they will understand that it's not easy to find yourself in that contraption called Daminibu Zoo. Of course, you may call it something else, but we know that Nigeria is a zoo in our own words, and we will keep on using that word zoo. I don't know what you call it, Mazi, but it's okay. But now, Mazi, we will have to go straight to the business because we don't have time to waste on this today's exclusive interview. Mazi, first that we want to ask you is about the clarification of a new lawyer added in the legal team, a man called Chukwuemeka Machukwume San. We want to ask you to understand, did you people added a new lawyer to the legal team, or is just main propaganda? That is the question to you. Mazi, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, my host. Ordinarily, I wouldn't want to delve into further clarification in respect to this subject, because I believe I've done justice to it in the past. But in view of the fact that it was the first question to be thrown at me at this critical point in time, there is need for me to make further insight for people to understand what actually happened. Maume SN was actually drafted in not as part of a defense team. Defense team, as you know, consisted now is being led by my mentor, Professor Chiefs Michael Zekome saying, uh, of course, you know, in line with our ethics and practice, if there's need for a lawyer to be, or a senior advocate to be added to our defense team, the needful has to be done. The SN should be know, should be on the know, and me, my humble self, should also be part of that discussion. So Umume SN was appointed to join me in the appeal against the prosecution of IPOB, which is currently going on in Court of Appeal, Abuja Judicial Division. I've already, as a matter of fact, we have extended briefs in that respect. I filed appellate brief, which the federal government responded, and we have had long time, over 2 years, filed our reply brief. Of course, you know, the inability of the court to hear this application is ostensibly caused by the federal government delay. So he was just offering to join me in that appeal. It's coming up for hearing on the 7th of April to 22. So as it stands today, no senior advocate has been drafted to join us in defense of Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the criminal matter currently pending before the Federal High Court Abuja. However, why I need to clarify this, because of some people who are who elected to be mischievous, is the fact that when the clarification became compelling because of the way the notice of involvement in IPOB case was couched by a colleague of mine, a junior colleague. So it was the message apparently sent them was misinterpreted or misunderstood by people, apparently senior lawyers and colleagues, who also interpreted it to amount that a lawyer was drafted in a legal defense team being led by Ezekome SAM without his consent. That is the simple message it passed. So, and understand what it means to apparently despise his stand in society and also his level. So it became necessary that that clarification is done. Because not that Onyendu has no right or powers to bring in more lawyers or more senior advocates, as case may be. Of course, I've been in this matter since 2015, and upon his abduction and the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, he told me beforehand that Ejiofor, we need to bring in Ozekome. He mentioned it specifically that in time coming that we should bring him. I should notify him that we're going to be involved in the case, but in the course of time. And I took steps to bring that to his knowledge. I told him about that. I discussed the document. But what people don't know before Ezekome was brought in is the fact that Ezekome has been working from sideline in this case, mentoring me in this case since 2015 today. He came in formally. He has been actively involved in the matter, discussing the case with me and offering advices to me and guides. So he's my mentor and the person I so much respect till eternity. So I brought him in because we have to formally engage him when the time became right for him to be part of us. And he has done wonderfully well. He has been working effectively with me. He has been outstanding in his performance in court. Ezekome is a household name. Ezekome is a name known by the whole world. Ezekome is a man of strong character. Ezekome is a man of repute. Ezekome is a person who has distinguished himself in this noble profession. He's not a person to be played with. So, and I'm very grateful and privileged to have him in our legal team, leading our team. So today I can go back home and sleep comfortably, work comfortably, speak with him, and also discuss strategies with him. So that's actually why I have to clarify it. I may not know the intention of the person who purposely dished out such misleading information to the public. But there was need for us to correct it because we are here practicing law. And I wouldn't want to offend senior colleagues. A senior colleague of international repute, I wouldn't want to offend him in any manner. So I understand some people, as usual, started writing garbage, but I have no problem with that because I own them no obligation. I own only God and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And by extension, the IPB family, an explanation when things like this happen. And that was why I have to go public to clarify it. Thank you. I believe I've been able to do justice to your question. Otherwise, I will ask further questions for clarification. Thank you.
Yes, Mazi. Yes, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. This is also the second question that I want to ask you, but you have already, addressed it. But there's something that we want to ask you. Now you said that son, Mike Ozakome, is your mentor. Now my question to you now is, now that you brought Mike Ozakome into the legal counsel, does it mean that you are no more active? That is the question we want to ask you. Are you no more
Thank you.
active or something like that?
Thank you so much. I am more than active than ever. Mazi Biafran child, I would have said one or two things in this platform, but I believe I don't think it's necessary. Because if I tell you the level of politicking involved in getting Ozekome part of this case, you will not believe it. But of course, Mazi Nnamdi is a spirit; he works in spirit. So I am actively involved, in charge.
Yes, I think we are still having a problem with Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor network. Mazi, are you there? Okay, you are back again. You are back again. Start. You are back again. Can you hear me, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir? We are still having a problem with Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. We understood the problem of the zoo called Nigeria. We know that the network is never stable. We also know that nothing is working in that contraption. That is why network will keep on coming and going. And anytime we just receive him, his red light, I will bring him direct to the studio. He will come. He's back again. He's back again. He's back again. Mazi Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir, I want you to understand whenever they kick you out, come back, we will bring you. Should be in case if you have forgotten the question that I asked you, I said, now that you said that Mike Ozakome is your mentor, are you no more active? That is the question. The floor is yours.
The question is simple. The answer is simple. I am more active than ever. You recall that during the period we filed and adopted our response to the frivolous 15-count amended charge we filed against our client, Nnamdi. It was the amended charge was served on us less than 48 hours or 24 hours before the date fixed for the hearing of the formal application we filed. And the impediment of the federal government was to ambush us in court and possibly do the untoward. But you will clearly hear from Ozekome. If you listen to his interview immediately after the proceedings, where he said that he and Ejiofor worked from evening till 4 a.m. in the morning to ensure that we were able to put up that 48 pages objection to the small screen charge preferred against him. So we worked together, and we have a wonderful understanding. He and Ozekome have a wonderful understanding, and he is not new in this case. Ozekome has been consistent, so he is solely familiar with the facts of this case long before now. So, and we am actively in charge. Let me say this to you. When he came in, our client, Mazi Nnamdi, the federal client, said to me, Ejiofor, please, you are in charge. I said, don't worry yourself, I'm in charge. You're in charge. I don't have any problem. And Ozekome, thankfully, is a man who understands what it takes to get the best result and who has all it takes to get the best result. So I don't think we'll have any fear. I don't think we have any reason to get worried. So be assured of results, positive one. Be assured of total victory in no distant time. Thank you, and I'm blessed. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Mazi Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. Thank you for joining us today on IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We thank you very much. And another question that we want to ask you, or I want to ask you, is this. It's very, very sensitive, and we want you to answer it in the way that we will understand it. And the question goes this way. Since the Kenya judiciary system have confirmed that Onyendu entered into Kenya, and every one of us knows that Onyendu is in Kenya, based on that record in Kenya, that Onyendu still in Kenya today. And we know that today, as the way they have already, the judicial system said, according to the entered, what they call it, when the flight entered into the Kenya, which is arrival, that we know today that Onyendu arrived in Kenya. And there is no any proof that Onyendu have departure from Kenya. If you people knows that the Kenya judicial system have confirmed that Onyendu stay in Kenya, have you people have any serious case against the Kenyans that they... Are you listening to me, Mazi? Are you there?
Go on, sorry. Go on. Sorry.
Okay, let me repeat once again. I don't know, maybe you didn't understand me. I said, since the Kenya judicial system have confirmed that Onyendu entered Kenya, and every one of us also knows about it, that Onyendu is still in Kenya today. Knows that the Kenya, according to the Kenya judicial system. And what have the legal team have done against all this Kenya, our leader extraordinary rendition from Kenya? Have you people fired any case against Kenya? Because up to date, they have already confirmed it that Onyendu entered Kenya. There is arrival of Onyendu in Kenya, but there is no departure. What the legal team is doing about this?
Thank you so much. By way of clarification, what you just said now is contained in the affidavit filed in response to the suit filed against Kenya government. So, filed against Kenya government, which is currently pending in Kenya High Court. So, in response to the facts contained in our affidavit in support of the application, challenging the extraordinary rendition and the obvious violation of international laws and treaty, and convention and humanitarian laws, right? So the Kenya and also filed a response. And what the position you are explaining now is possibly published in social media platforms and newspapers, is what is contained in the affidavit. So the matter is now fixed for hearing. So fixed for hearing. So it's at the conclusion of the hearing that we'll know the findings and also the judgment of the court. So the matter is already before the court. And don't forget that the facts of his extraordinary rendition and abduction in Kenya and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, which is in clear violation of all international protocols and the laws, and also relevant laws in which Nigeria is also a party to, form the fourth issue listed for determination in operation to the charge. Because you cannot build something on nothing and expect it to stand. What you are saying is that the manner in which he was abducted in Kenya and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria has to be determined first, the legality otherwise, before the court will assume jurisdiction. That form the first issue listed for court determination, which has been argued before the Federal High Court here in Abuja, and coming up for ruling on it on 8th of April 2022. So it's also a form part of integral issues we raise in our operation to the charge, challenging the judicial of the court to hear the matter. Because if somebody cannot be kidnapped in Kenya and forcibly brought to Nigeria to face criminal trial, so it offends all international protocol and conventions. So, and all relevant laws which Nigeria is a party to it. So the facts and argument therefore has been well adumbrated before the court. So we have two court cases, one in Kenya going on. These issues on extraordinary relation has been also argued before the Federal High Court in Abuja before Justice Honorable Justice Binta Nyako. So it's come off ruling on 8th of April. So we're waiting for the court to make the pronouncement, one way or the other, as to its findings on our objection. And also on that issue, the court must make a specific pronouncement. And unfortunately, the federal government never in all the paragraphs of the counter affidavit to the objection we filed before the Federal High Court address the issue as to where he was abducted and how he was extraordinary relations. They left it unaddressed. And of course, simply put, in our laws here, when a fundamental argument in affidavit is not challenged in any form, it clearly amounts to an admission. So what it means is that the federal government accepted the state of affairs as presented before the Federal High Court here. So on that issue. So I'm waiting for his lordship to make a pronouncement one way. I don't want to preempt the court one way or the other because it's a matter is before the court here. So let's see what happened and what will be the court's pronouncement specifically on that issue on the 8th of April 2022. Thank you so much, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi. We are still on the same question because we have to understand some certain things. That is why we call it a tough question. And we know that you are ready to answer us anything that we ask you. Mazi, once again, you know that in every flight, that is what they call a flight log. Whenever you take a flight, it can be detected which flight that you took to Kenya or something like that.
Can I cut you short? Can I cut you in now?
Yes. You can do it. You can do it.
I'm a spare your time. I'm a spare your time in this aspect.
Okay.
Those information you're talking about has been gathered. The flight particulars, the date of departure, how he was brought in here has been verified, and I may not wish to make it public. The fact I understand sometime in the past it was partly made public by a colleague of mine and the brother to my client. So, but the fact is that those information is now in the well of the court. And they have no escape route to that because we've got that information about how he was brought here, a number of persons accompanying the flight, and how the manner in which he was tortured. So they are overwhelmingly clear and in the well of the courts, both in Kenya and here in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much for this clarification. And again, once again, before we go to other part of this question, and again, please, Mazi Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir, I don't want you to get angry when I'm asking some certain questions, please.
No, not at all. I won't get angry.
Thank you, Mazi. You know that when our leader just forced, kidnapped, and extraordinary rendition to that zoo called Nigeria, we heard the Nigerian media houses and their newspapers, they were saying that with the help of Interpol, what they call is FBI, and some others agents helped them to arrest or to kidnap our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, your group, which is the legal team, have you people fired any case against the zoo called Nigeria for them to bring the proof of those that helped them to kidnap our leader Onyendu, to rendition him back to that zoo Nigeria? Because you remember they called Interpol and they said FBI. Is it true that FBI is they work together with Interpol the way they claimed? You know, Nigeria, they can lie. They can lie with anything. But we want you to explain to us, Mazi. But it's
my brother, you know that in time like this, a lot of disinformation and propaganda goes on, both from the government and those that are sponsoring. The facts of how Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, kidnapped in Kenya, and those who were involved, and those who participated in his extraordinary renditions is clear. The security agents involved here may not be directly connected with those I'm mentioning, but to have the particulars of those people who are involved. And in view of the sensitive nature of what we are doing in court, both here in Kenya and the other actions which are going on. I may not like to put them um, on alert because they may not be aware that we have this information. I'll be not. I'm a restrained from giving you here because at this program, in this program now, I can assure you that majority of them are watching this program and are listening to what I'm saying. The moment this program was advertised, my attention was called to that, and I know that many of them are listening to know who I'll mention that were involved, but they know themselves. So, and we have taken action to identify them, and we are taking steps to ensure that they are reprimanded in accordance with the laws and also within the ambit of laws. The other steps we are taking may not be discussed in this platform. And so, but if we talk in private, I will tell you those things steps we're taking. And the revelations available at the moment I speak to you. So, because you see, one thing I'm always conscious of. Before now, I usually say a lot of things over the media. But what happened that necessitated the amendment of last amendment the federal government effected from 7 count charge to 15 count charge taught me a big lesson. Because literally fired that 7 count charge, amended 7 count charge. I prepared a wonderful objection to the charge, wherein we demystify the frivolous amended 7 count charge and promptly made it public. And people read it and commended the team led by me. They commended us. So when this 15 count charge was filed 24 hours before the day fixed for the hearing of the objection to the former charge, a lot of things started occurring to me. So I now choose to be conservative with information, those to be made public and those to keep to myself. Now they will not have escape route or whatever. Because once you say a word now, people will start advising them, do this and do that, file this and file that, do that and do this. So, and it will constitute in delaying the release of our client. But now they are blind. So whatever information coming out from their quarters, from any quarters in regards to what we file in court today, they go and publish it. They have all the copies of what we file in court. They should make it public if they wish. But I can assure you they will run away from making it public because of the danger and the consequences of the actions. So what I'm saying is that I may be I may be circumspect and also conscious of things I say here. Things that may most likely affect the legal steps we are taking to ensure reparations, ensure that those involved in this barbaric acts are punished in line with the provisions of international laws and Nigerian laws. Thank you. We may go into another question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mazi Barr Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. We understand everything that you have said. Of course, you are not going to tell us everything because I know the people of Biafra, they always wait for them to hear everything. At the same time, they will still come out and begin to ask you, who tell you to speak? Keep it for yourself. The Biafran people will keep on asking you, say this, what are you doing? What are you? At the end, they will still ask you, who tell you to speak? Who tell you to come and tell us? Mazi, any way you do your work, we love it. We have been loving you.
Thanks so much.
It's not start today. From 2015 that I come to know who you are, / 2017, that you do all your best, that you make sure that our Onyendu was out. And they came also to your house to do all manners of evil, and you escape it. But Mazi, I thank you very much. I will not stop loving you. I know that a lot of people will say that I'm compromised, like the way they also said that you have already compromised. But it does not matter. After the miles, we must count after the race, we must count the miles. Mazi, now that the question that I want to ask you, because we have done with this, we now want to move in another another topic right now. And I thank you for the time that you have given to us, because according to what we discussed, your time is over, but you want to take it extra. Ndewo Mazi, thank you for that. Mazi, I want you, if you can use this medium to address those hellbent infiltrators and the moles that they are coming to destroy what Onyendu have built for all these years. Remember, some of them have said that they are not going to listen to Onyendu again, that they are going to do whatever they want. But Mazi, at the same time, when you are addressing this issue, I want to also ask you, all this why they have already kidnapped our leader and extraordinary rendition our leader to that zoo, and you have been visiting our leader. This information that you are getting from our leader, are you giving it only to the DOS, or do you have also a group of people that you give information? Because we don't understand what is going on today. But I want you always to pay attention to those headbenders and the infiltrators and those modes that we have today. They are coming to destroy. Mazi, I want you to address this. Barr Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. The floor is yours. Ndewo, Mazi. I think we are still having a problem with Barr Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I don't know, maybe he got my question. I think, I don't know what is happening. You know, the zoo corner, is back again. I will bring him in. He's back again. He's back again. Mazi Barr Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. I don't know, maybe you understand my question. Do you? Or I should repeat it again?
Very clear, very clear.
Okay, now continue.
Let me say this in a short form. And in a brief, I will be very brief about this, my response to this. I will first of all use myself as an example of what I'm saying at this point in time. Recall I got involved in this case in 2015, and we've been involved in this case so since date. I need to explain this. What we are facing today, or I'm facing today particularly, has nothing to do, as in, it cannot be compared with what we passed through in 2015, 2017. At some point, I was some people came to my office, my former office, to ask questions about who I am and where I am and how to get me. And apparently, not security agents, but those who are mandated to come and assassinate themselves, not me. So, but I kept move because I understand that the end justifies the means. And once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, that the others will be history. We worked round the clock. We remain focused. We remain unshaken. We remain resolute against all odds until God answered our prayers. And specifically, on April 14th, 2017, was granted bail. And the events became history. This time around, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let me say this for the first time in any platform. Since he was released on bail, the bloody invasion of his premises on September 14, 2017, till he surfaced in Israel, and before he was abducted in Kenya on 26th of July 2021, has never spoken ill of Barr Ifeanyi Ejiofor, either in public or private. I've not been found one thing in any manner by him, because I work for him and IPOB in general. So that has been my solace in all things I do today. And I'm in line with what you usually tell me whenever I visit him, that I should not be shaken, I should not be discouraged. So what I want to say is that people found this opportunity, his temporary present absence, travel, an opportunity to make fortunes. People you may not even expect, people you may not even believe, people you think they are all Chineke, people who think that they are working for his freedom, they are making fortunes. And what do you expect from these people? You don't expect them to be involved in a strategy that will get him out of the place they are. Few weeks ago, you can at least see a witness to how I was maligned, blackmailed, and a lot of unprintable things written about me. That was the last card as I told them, because I have no skeleton in my cupboard. And you may think those who are doing this are people who are from Lagos, or people who are from Yoruba, or people who are from the north. No, there are people, there are Muchineke, you call them. There are people who are working in this platform, people who are think are working with us. So, but I've no reason to be disturbed. I call it a distraction. Because if you have a clean heart, have a clean mind, nothing will happen to you. The video you posted few hours ago, before let me just call it a minute ago, before the commencement of this interactive session, or this interview. I don't like watching it, because whenever I watch that video, I remember what happened in my house on 2nd of December 2019. It's unthinkable, it's barbaric. But I moved on, because God has a reason for doing that. And we are talking about that on 2nd of June last year. And what happened? My PA was kidnapped right in front of me, killed, taken to somewhere in Nene, and also burnt alive. So it happened to me. The trauma is still with me. We are still on that. On September 13th, 2021, I was attacked. Live ammunition was used on me. Bullets of all kinds were used on me. September 13th, 2029, by those who are entrusted with the security of the country. They attacked me to kill me. The God in heaven said no, but I'm here for a purpose. So who am I to question God? When I look at people behave in certain manners, I now ask myself a question. Why? One, that I am no longer part of on the same planet with them, because if I am on this planet with them, I would have been a dead man. I'm now here to fulfill my vision on earth, the vision which God sent me for. The assignment He sent me. So there is nothing that will move me again on the face of this earth. I thank God for His life, for His gift of life. I thank God for always being there for me. I want to use this opportunity to make it public. On 2nd of June 2021, my house was invaded by security agents led by the operative of the IRT. Then Abakari, the disgraced criminal and the drug baron, disappeared. He brought them to my house, because information has been on the I'm making it public. He sent them to my house, and military soldiers were there, and they were all captured in camera. Camera have been sent overseas and been worked upon, and those involved identified by those who supposed to identify them. So, but I want to shock you this afternoon that all the security agents involved in this operation, the police, the state security services, the military, the civil defense, called them, filed response to my suit in court, in Federal High Court today, and denied ever coming to my house. They denied in one accord that never stepped their feet in my house. What they said, some of them said that the people that came to my house on 2nd of June 2021 are unknown gunmen. I've not said this in public. I've not made this in public. Now recall that three of my domestic staff were arrested. We were abducted, not arrested on that day. They were abducted on that day. And when I discovered, because you see, what goes around comes around. I am too big for somebody to do certain things against me and go and hide without me knowing. I've been able to unveil who were involved. As I speak to you, I've been able to identify where my boys are being kept. We'll file action here before the State High Court for FCT Abuja here for enforcement of fundamental rights. Because Mazi Nnamdi also was helpful. Mazi Nnamdi was also helpful. The information we obtained from him was also helpful in identifying where my boys are being kept. We file action. The judgment was just delivered on Thursday last week. First of all, the judge condemned the invasion of my house by security agents and declare the illegal detention of my boys, declare the continue the arrest and illegal detention of my boys unlawful. So I'll stop at this because I'm enforcing it to ensure that my boys are out. So I know where they are and I'm following up. I've not said about them in the public for so long a time because they have been asking questions. I don't want to tell them what I'm doing, but I'm not resting on my oars. I'm not giving any inch to ensure they are out. So I want to tell you the prejudice I've suffered in getting to where I am today. So who else among them, those who are hell bent today in bringing Ejiofor down, those who are among them, tell me, both lawyers and non-lawyers, who want to bring me down today, wherever they are, who can pass 3% of what I've passed through and still remain in this case. Those that started this case with me in 2015, 90% of them, even 95% of them are no longer with us. They ran away because they thought that they came with a different motive. They came with an underlying motive. They're no longer with us today. So what I'm saying is that most times, anything you see me write anything on my page and say a word on my page, particularly the words coming out from my visit to Nnamdi, take those words to the bank. I'm saying it for the second time. Take those words to the bank. These are Nnamdi's words. Most time, whenever you see me issue a statement in regard to what he said, you know that he's particularly enraged with a certain development and mandates me in that regard to issue statement in that regard, expressing his concerns, expressing his concerns and also his views about what happened. Let me say something to you. Nnamdi is coming out hell and heart. And Nnamdi is coming out more stronger than he was before he was abducted. Nnamdi is more smart, is very smart, intelligent, as it was, more than I was before he was abducted. There's no, I'm sorry when I see people write certain things on my page or start asking me questions. These are people they call infiltrators. Because if I'm them, I cannot be there. I cannot be there. They will listen to instructions. Now, let me give you kind of a symbolic example that will drive home some points I'm struggling to make at this point in time. One, I am giving you what I call a symbolic example. Assuming now me and Mwachile can go, we are somewhere in Port Harcourt, Iguacha, and we set out to embark on a journey, possibly to Abo. That's what I call Delta State. That's Edo State. We're moving at fast pace. We have vehicles. We have people who are running with us. On getting to Niger Bridge, River Niger Bridge, we discover that the bridge has been blocked totally. Not that it cannot be reopened, but it may be reopened on a later date. And this journey, we must find a way of moving ahead. Then I want to ask you and ask some people, if you as Nnamdi rightly called them, or Umokoko as he calls them. The strategy me and you, or people who are with us in this journey, we adopt in improvising or exploring alternative routes, which may take longer than using the Niger, even accessing the Niger Bridge. Will it be the same as to the one we will adopt if the Niger Bridge was not blocked? The answer is what I'm asking them. That's why when people speak, you listen. When you hear his words coming out from me, you listen. When you hear his US talk, you listen. These are points we are struggling to make. Because some people are indirectly campaigning for him to be virtually detained where he is by their actions and deeds. But we cannot allow it to stand. Regardless who is involved, I don't want to know. No matter how connected you are with him, I don't want to know. Once at any point in time, I interpret and construe your conduct or actions as that capable of delaying the release of Nnamdi, I have a problem with you. That's the job for you. I have a problem with you, and I will no longer work with you. So I am there for him. I was there for him then, I am there for him, and I'll still be there for him tomorrow. Be assured that he'll be released. They are sure it's coming out soon. And it's coming out hell and heart. Those who think that he will die, those think he will not come out, they are already dreaming. They are sure of this part. So we are on a divine assignment, on a divine mission. And God in heaven has always been there for us. I am not shaking. What God is not aware doesn't happen. Can never happen. And God who has been there for us, fortifying me in all fours, giving me direction, giving me the sense, giving me the wisdom to navigate through those dangerous paths, can never lead me astray. So I want to tell those who are apparently mischief makers, who are infiltrators, who are writing rubbish, to keep their pen down and obey instruction and make use of their senses. There are things I will not say here. And make use of number 6. That's what I'm telling them. Listen to instruction. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's not as straight as you think, as some people will say it. Now, Ejiofor, you went to see our leader, and he told you about to issue a statement and condemn about the invasion and the burning of so person's house. Why didn't you tell him about Mr. SY thing that happened to so places? You think he's deaf and dumb. Well, I'm a lawyer. I'll be restricted from my comments here. But what I'm saying is that you may have to take your time to explain to them in a language you understand. They must pay attention to instructions coming from legal team, coming from me particularly, and also coming from the OS. Other people also are authorized to give update and also give messages from him. But I know what I'm saying. Nnamdi Kanu is bittered. I've not said this to you. He's bittered and very disappointed with the manner in which people are taking instructions coming out from him. Expectedly, if he's the one talking, can you query him? Can you ask him questions? The answer is no. If the one saying, do this and do that, don't do this and do that, will you say no to him? The answer is no. So let me stop at this point in time. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Thank you, Mazi Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. Thank you very, very much. We understand a lot of things, and I know that our listeners and the great people of Biafra, which is Umu Shineke, because there is difference between ordinary people and Umu Shineke. Those that are listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir, thank you once again for joining us today on IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have some few questions to ask you again. I think you can also please try to give us more 15 minutes. Our time have over. I know our time is over, but please, we are begging you, because it's very, very important that we understand some certain things that we are troubling into, disturbing our minds. Mazi, there is a lot of people said, let me use this word, that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in his right senses, in a form that where he is today, there is no people talking to him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot freely tell you or the legal team what he has in his mind. Some people are saying that whenever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking, there is camera all over the place. And sometimes they say that maybe they have gone on top of him, maybe they do this. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot just be where he is and begin to give order or to tell you something that maybe when he tell you to go and call this person, maybe what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu meant is for you to tell the person to run away. Mazi, we want to hear from you. Does it mean that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't speak to you people freely whenever you go to visit him, or the other people that they are among the legal team? Mazi, the floor is yours. Please explain better, please. There we go.
Thank you, Washington. Thank you, Mazi Okechukwu. I've heard about this from many people, not directly, but some side comments from people who I believe are out of curiosity, they want to understand more. I'm a lawyer, of course, you know I'm a lawyer, and a lawyer of international repute. I'm not only a Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, but I'm a lawyer that has every reason to protect him. I'm a lawyer who also under obligation to speak the truth to the public. Because what I said today, if I have any reason to mislead the public, by extension, Umuchineke in any manner, from the information I'm giving to them, it can be used against me tomorrow. So, what are the things I cannot say correct? What should be my impediment? What should be what to what should I be afraid of? Let's say it. Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes, I think again we are having a problem with the network of our okay, our barrister is back again. Okay, we are still having a problem with our barrister. We don't have enough time again, but he will come back because he must give his also a final remark. He will be back again, and we are going to listen to him. As far as he's back, and I see the red button, I will bring him back again because we have a few questions, like 1 or 2 questions again to ask him before we will begin to descend. And I hope you will join us quick. He will join us so quick this time around. I hope he's still there. He will be back. Now he's back again. He's back. Mazi, they keep on kicking you out. I want you to say something before we ask you the last question, because we know that you are a busy person. You have to do a lot of things. We have covered 1 hour here, and this is, you remember you give us 30 minutes, but we have gotten to 1 hour something. Mazi, we want you to conclude what you are saying.
In a brief, as much as I will try to be as much brief as possible. The point is that I've not been I've not spent this kind of time on any of the interview, but because I understand the kind of work you are doing on this platform, and I must commend you, and that's why I'm free to go on this length. Of course, when we started, I told you I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes, but you are not the one I will say no to, because I need to encourage you. I need to encourage you to go on, to move on with your good assignment and good work. So what I'm saying, in effect, is the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sound mental-wise. It's sound as what you can never imagine. Of course, somebody is confined in an environment, in a solitary confinement, will not be comfortable. But what I'm saying is, mental-wise, is sound. Nnamdi usually have discussions with us. As limited the environment may be in terms of exposure to being recorded, we try to have some discussions. So these are part of the things we talk, we discuss. We have also filed in court, and I bear the cost of those facts, because the client lawyer discussion, professional discussion, which is supposed to be protected, is being abused in the custody where he is. But that notwithstanding, he's sound mental-wise, and I know the days are numbered. So whether the court, of course, is in court. We have an application before the court to look into that. But I know whichever way it goes, that the days are numbered. So for him to be out of that place. So what I'm saying is that nobody points God at him to talk to us. As a matter of fact, at any point in time we are conducting visits with him. We are usually confined to an environment, a room, where we are all alone with him. So nobody assists, apart from other rudiment they will subject to, other protocol they will subject you to, search you, check your documents and all whatnot. Once you are done with that, they will take you to the room where he will come. You have a discussion with him. So, and he's of sound mind. That I can tell you. I pity those who refuse to understand his anger, who refuse to understand that he's not happy with people who are clearly, or people who have elected to be mischievous. So I pity them, because in no distant time, everybody who call themselves Umuchineke will stand to give account of their stewardship in no distant time. And you see, one thing I want to also point out at this point in time, I told him in one of my visits, I said, Onindo, let me just say this to you. I understand that you are here now, that God has a purpose for bringing you here, and the manner in which you are here and all whatnot. Because have a bigger assignment, bigger mission. God wants you to be here to also understand those who have been clapping for you outside there, those who have been calling you names, giving you all forms of accolades, what will happen to them, how they will behave in time like this, and they have seen it all. So, and I believe by the time he come out, you'll see more than we have said. Maybe you have the privilege to know. So he's sound, as I tell you, and he's of good mind. He's mental wise, he's sound. So apart from the fact that he's under treatment on account of what's happened to him, how he was subjected to torture in Kenya, how he was subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment, and he's receiving treatment. But mental wise, he's sound. He's of good mind, and also I don't know how to qualify his level of understanding and level of understanding of how things work, and level of his knowledge. Nnamdi Kanu is an erudite, is professional in his own choosing. And let me say this to you further, that most of the things you see us file in court today, you go through it. Of course, you go through it. You have the privilege of going through it and make contributions. Let me say this to you. You make contributions. So you know what it means for a client who is in detention to go through what a lawyer in our class file, a lawyer of repute, is not working fine, and say, just okay, let me add one or two things to this. So can you tell me the person is not of sound mind? Why doing that? I believe I've answered your question. Thank you so much for watching again.
Thank you, Mazi Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. One last question before you address Umushineke. I'm not saying IPOB, because believe me, there's some part of us that they are even under oath, but they have already deviated. After this question, then you addressed Umushineke, because you always said this whenever you visit Onyendu, you always put it on your write-up that Onyendu thanked Umushineke. It's not calling IPOB, but it's talking about Umushineke, because there's some people that they are Umushineke. All of us, we are all IPOB. There's no doubt about it, because IPOB means the indigenous people of Biafra. So anybody can be IPOB, but there's people that are championing this struggle, which is Umushineke. Mazi, the question that I want to ask you now is, have you gotten any otherwise from our leader since our leader have been extraordinary rendition from Kenya? Like, have our leader tell you otherwise that we are member and we are IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Have you gotten any message from our leader said that we should not listen to the DOS again? Or have you have such a thing? And who are those, whenever you go to meet our leader or you visit our leader, who are those that you are giving information to? Because you have to clarify this. You don't have to. I want you to put it in a simple terms for our people to understand. Have you getting any message from our leader that we should stop listening to DOS? And those messages that you are getting, who are you giving the message to? Thank you, Maz. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Our question is of twofold. First of all, answered if you run through my update. If you run through my page now and my update, you see that the first leg of your question has been substantially answered. It's just a function of repeating myself. You never know. Hello.
Yes, we lost Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor again. The network kicked him out, and we are going to bring him because he must answer this question. He must. This is very, very important that he clear to us that there is no otherwise. He haven't received any message from our leader that we should stop listening to the DOS. Is back again. Thank you, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir. Continue. You have heard the question. Continue.
So the first link of your question has been substantially resolved in my various updates on my page. If you run through them, at least 3-4 previous updates I wrote, it's there clearly spelled out that his structure should be intact. His structure should be respected. And I don't think he has two other structures apart from DOS. So, and the second link of your question goes without saying second level of question goes without what? Saying that is the one I interact with him only. I don't interact with SYZ. When I mean him, I mean Onyeduma Nnamdi Kanu, the God's anointed. I interact with him only. And every message he wished to pass to the public, particularly the one he wants me to personally take up and dealt with, goes out. The one he wants to leave for instruction also goes out. So there's no mistake about that. It's clearly written. It's clearly the procedure. So I don't think there's any form of confusion there. So, but of course, as I earlier mentioned and also illustrated, that there are people who are even among you. That's why when I now qualify those I pass messages to. I qualify them as not only Umuchineke, as Ezigbo Umuchineke, because not all that glitters are good. People who choose to be mischievous are many. People who choose to be stupid are many. People who choose to be flaky are many. People who choose to be mokoko are many. So now you have to now further distinguish them from Umuchineke to Ezigbo Umuchineke. Have bearing in mind that a journey advertising my has started and it will end one day. Thank you so much, Mazi Biafrans. I am very privileged and happy to be in your platform. And thank you for the time given allotted to me to speak to you, to speak to Ezigbo Umuchineke, by extension to the world, and also by extension to those who are listening to this interview. I appreciate it so immensely. I wish to tell you people to be conscious of the fact that we are in a very critical time. To be conscious of the fact that we're in a trying moment, and there is nothing that will solve it apart from obedience to instruction, apart from respect to instruction emanating from lawful authority, and also apart from being focused, apart from being unshaken, apart from being resolute, knowing fully well that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, and it's coming out soon. Our matter is coming up on 8th of April for ruling. Let me say it without being asked. On 8th of April, Federal High Court, Nigeria is embarking on what the annual Easter vacation that lasts for 2 weeks. But the court fixed this date for ruling. The court will come on that day and deliver ruling. It happened last year because I know that if I leave there, some people who are not privileged to this information will start writing on my page or asking people to ask me or writing that I didn't tell them about this, that I hide it from them. No, it happened last year, specifically on the 6th of July last year. The matter was adjourned for hearing to 6th of July last year. But on that day, the Federal Court commenced vacation. The court sat. And the court sat and told her that he was there because of the sensitive nature of this case. And because he's the one that adjourned this case to that date, it has to be in court. And the court on that day made far-reaching orders on applications we made before the court that has to do with his condition in a DSS facility. So on 8th of April, the court will be in court to deliver ruling. So we take it up from there. And we expect nothing less than victory. We expect nothing less than justice on that day because we have done needful to our objection to application before the court. So believing that God's way will be done on 8th of April 2022. Thank you so much, Biafrans Chineke, and thank you so much to Ezigbo Umuchineke who had the opportunity of listening to me at this point in time. And I believe I used this medium to explain so many things they were asking me on my various media platforms. I am not by this admonition stopping those who wants to continue to write rubbish, to write garbage anywhere they found my comment. I encouraging them to go on, knowing fully well that when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will have a word with them. Thank you and remain blessed. And may Chukwu Kabiyama continue to be on the throne from now going forward. Ka Chukwu Kabiyama gozie unu dum niile. Gozie onye ọbụla na-ege ntị n'okwu anyị kwuru tata. Site ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi.
Ise. He say, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, sir, I thank you for this wonderful exclusive interview that you accepted from us, because it's not easy. We have been working for this for many months, and at the end, you accepted our invitation. We thank you. And sometimes when we have some issue, we are also looking forward to bring you back, and I hope you will also accept our invitation. I thank you very much. May Chukwu Okike bless you and your family, and continue your good work, because we have already loved you. I want you to know that Umu Shineke loved you, and believe me, the leadership also loves you, because we always talk about you, and we will keep on doing what we are doing. I thank you, great Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. You are really a great man. We thank you. And good day. Let me just proceed for a minute, then I will call it a day. Great people of Biafra, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom, my great people of Biafra. We have done for today exclusive interview with Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor on IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Kanu. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor have told us those that we should listen to. He told us about DOS. He told us about the structure, because some people don't understand. Whenever we are talking about the structure, we are talking about the DOS. And they have told us that he never received any message, otherwise, that we should stop listening to DOS. I thank you, great people of Biafra. Umu Shineke, I thank you all for listening to today's broadcast. And I hope many of you share the video, because it's very, very important that all the moles, infiltrators, all these hellbenders, or hellbent if the case may be, they have already understood. And believe me, they will cry more. You see, when you listen to that last question that I asked, I know the reason why I asked it. It was not included in my list, but I have to ask it so that they will keep on crying, because they are going to come out again today and begin to yap. Of course, they will come. You see, we know how to catch these people. We know how to make them to run wacko. And that is exactly what I did. And next time that I will come again, you people haven't seen anything. We have a lot of them. They are already on our desk. And whenever we bring those people here, we will ask them the same question, so that there will be a confusion in their midst. I hope you people are getting my point. I still remain the Biafran child, the one Mazi Okechukwu, the general. Like I always tell my people on this quest of self-determination, either we restore Biafra, or all of us die restoring Biafra. And great people, I thank you for joining us today. Like I always tell my people, it's something that I have made as my national anthem, that the DOS is the highest office of this movement. DOS, they are the highest office of this movement. Led by Mazi Doziem, he is in charge. Mazi Doziem is in charge. Nobody else. Are you getting my point? And the Mazi Kanu is the highest commander of this movement. For some of you that are asking who is the highest authority, it's our leader Mazi Kanu. And IPOB is our family. And these three things that I mentioned, I must defend them jealously. I salute you, great people. Till we see again. Good day and welcome.